Hey guys, this is Chung. I'm the project manager of Changemaker in Slums. We are a venture based in Sweden, but we operate in Kenya. We're trying to bridge the gap of European resources and bringing European resources into Africa. And right now we have three pillars. One is agriculture, another energy, and the third one is this one, leadership training. And I will be responsible for this leadership training module. So my goal is to help Africans to develop a sense of personal development, how to set goals, how to lead people. Of all my experience working in Sudan, Egypt, and Kenya, I realize a lot of Africans, they are so powerful, but they don't realize how much more can they do. And therefore I'm making these workshops in the hope of training them to develop their own skill sets and importantly develop the way that they should think. And today I will be talking a bit about goal setting, and it will be lasting for around 45 minutes. I hope you enjoy. And just to get us started, all of my leadership training workshop module, they are based in teaching from my mentor Chandi I met in Egypt, and Les Brown, Zig Zaglar, um, Steve, Stephen Convey, Steve Harvey, and a lot more, Earl Nightengale, Jim Rohn. So these are all the teaching I got. So I'm not teaching things that I know, but I'm teaching things that I learned from my teachers in my life. And so let's get started. I believe in this world there are three types of people. One is the winners, another, of course, they're the losers, but more importantly, in this world, the majority of those kind of people who does not know how to win yet. And my goal is to help them to kind of think from the mindset of not knowing how to win to having the mindset of winning. And if we look at a lot of cases, successful and unsuccessful people, the only difference between them is that they think differently. For example, if you are an African, imagine I kind of say maybe you are from Kenya, from Nigeria, from Ghana. When what you hear about is that most people, they complain about the government or the taxes, and they say this is why I'm not successful, because my government is bad, they are corrupt, or because my family is good, I don't have enough money. And I mean, might be the reason that you guys are not as successful as you want to be, because you always complain and stuff. And the way successful people think is that they take a lot of responsibilities about themselves, and these are just a bit of the motivation I want you to have at first. If you're not as successful as you think you can be, then there must be something that you don't know. I hope that sounds clear. If you're not successful as you think you can be, there must be something that you don't know. And of course, you can kind of say, okay, I'm saying bullshit, but I'll just tell you, if you keep doing what you have always been doing, then you will always be getting what you are getting. Like, I mean, that's pure logic. So if you want to be successful, or if you are not happy with where you are now, you've got to change. And the first one is to change the way you think. And when I worked in Sudan, and all the people, I think most of them, they have the common mindset is that I need help, I need money so I can become someone I want to be. I need something in order to become the people or the person I want to be. And in the next 5 to 6 video, I will try to convince you that you don't need help, you don't need money from the others, but you have to help yourself, and you have to become so resourceful that even you can help the others. And that is my end goal. A bit of introduction about myself, and I'm born and raised in Hong Kong from the year I was born to 20 years ago. And from 21 to 24 years old, because I've set my goals, and I was able to work in 7 countries, write my own books, become the CFO of 2 startups, establish my own organizations, and also got invited to join the other startups. And I've never imagined I can go out and use my stories to inspire the others, but that's how I do it, like within just 4 years or less. And I mean, most of the external environment has not changed. The government of Hong Kong is still the same, my family is still the same, but I changed myself, and that is how I changed my life. And yeah, so I wanted to, when I was 20 years old, I felt I was confined in Hong Kong. I want to understand how people in the world think and learn from them. So later I got to work in supranational banks. I got my own business. I even opened a cafe in Africa. And now my goal is to use my story to help you to also realize your dream, because I mean, if I can do this, you can also do this. And I want to talk about goal setting. So imagine a famous football player, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo or maybe Messi, and I can guarantee you that you can shoot the goal better than them, if provided that they don't know where the goal is. I mean, if you turn them around, blindfold them, and ask them to shoot the goal with you, maybe, no, I'm sure you will be a better scorer than them. Why? They have so much ability, they're so good, they train every day, but because they don't know where the goal is, that's why they can't shoot the goal. And I mean, how can you hit a target that you don't even know? So I'll just say it's the same in life. Like, I mean, if you don't know where the goal is, even though how you're very good, you can't even achieve anything, because you don't know, you can't hit a target that you don't know. And all of the problems now you're having are internal, and they are all related to goal setting. This is the fundamental. If now you're poor, you don't have anything you are looking forward to, I bet you don't have a goal list. You have not write down your goal list. Maybe you say, I have some goals, I want to be this or that, but you don't have a specific defined goal. If you have a goal or a vision, very specific, in a paper, on a list, and you look at them every day, I can assure you, you automatically know what you should do, and automatically, more importantly, what you should not do. And this is going to be the rod to guide you on your life. And if you don't have a goal, it's going to be a disaster. You always confuse movement with progress. And I remember I had a friend, his name is Asad. He works as a cleaning job. He is very, very hardworking, honest, and sincere young man. He works maybe 16 hours a day, long time, and he is always being worn out when he get back home. So 16 hours a day, young, hardworking, honest. And he always told me, I have been going. I have been doing a lot more. Why can't I get a lot more? So the question is, going where? If you work at a cleaning job and you don't have goal, you don't know where you're going, even though you work very hard, you're going to the wrong direction. So that's why you have to have a goal. Assad told me he has done a lot more than the others. But I mean, just because you are doing a lot more does not mean a lot more is getting done. And so that's why someone, even if you think you work hard, you have to work hard in the right way, and you have to set a goal. And so I hope that's a kind of motivation, and I've also told you how important it is to set a goal, and I hope we'll really do something about this. And for the time being, I will also talk a bit more about how to set goals. There are some criteria that you might need to kind of look into. Otherwise, everybody can set a goal, but if you set a bad goal, then you went to the wrong direction, and this is something we don't want to do. So I have maybe one, two, three, four, around 3 to 4 principles that maybe you need to take care of. The first one is that think big. Don't think small because of your fear. You have to ask yourself, is my goal big enough? So for example, my goal this year is to make $1 million by May 2019. And later, I think, so like right now I don't make that much money even in a year or 2 years, but I kind of need to think big because most of us fail not because we aim too high and miss. Most of us fail because we aim too low and hit. If you have a goal, a financial goal, career goal, I want you to multiply that by 10 times so you can also think big. If when I was in Hong Kong, I wanted to travel, I wanted to go to Africa, I was the first one who got the scholarship to go to Sudan in the whole country of mine. And I could not imagine being able to do that as 1 out of 8 million people. And because I think big, if I never thought I could do this, I would probably not be able to do this. So the first thing you have to do is to list your goal, multiply that by 10 times. And remember, most of us fail not because we aim too high and miss, because we aim too low and hit. And that is one of the things. And I mean, when you think about this, your salary, they can be multiplied by 10 times because you don't get paid by your time, you get paid by the value you bring. So you can also multiply your current salary maybe by 100 times. As long as you think you can, then that is the first step. And I mean, in the later, maybe the third workshop, when we talk about how to attract success, we will do some actionable thing. But at first, we have to change the way we think, and everything starts from our mind. And the second thing is that I want you to, when you are talking about goal setting, you have to follow a procedure. The first one is to set your life goals. Start by thinking about fundamentals. What really do you want? Some people say, okay, I want to be rich. But why? What is the reason behind? Because you're poor? Because you want to have some cars? Because you want to not be hungry anymore? Then that might be the fundamental. You don't want to be rich. You just want not to be hungry. Or you just want to wake up and have a good life. You want to buy books when you can. You don't want to look at menus when you go to restaurant. Maybe that is the goal. And think about fundamentals. What do you really want? Don't say something vague. I just want to be happy. What makes you happy? What would you do in order to be happy? So my goal, for example, is to use my story to inspire others to follow their dreams. And this is very specific. So to use my story to inspire the others to follow their dreams. And this is very specific. After I do that, I'm sure I will be rich, I will be happy. And these are the fundamentals I talked about. Because everybody wanted to be rich and happy. You have to think deeper, maybe spend 20 hours or 5 hours instead of just spending 10 minutes to write down your goal. This is the first step, life goals. And the second step is to set your yearly and monthly goals. They have to be connected to your life goals. So essentially, you're breaking down what's your vision in life. What do you want to achieve by some smaller steps? What do you want to do this year? What do you want to do this month? And be very specific and avoid lousy goals. One of my students told me, this month I want to pay my bills or pay my debt. If you want to do that, will you be excited waking up every morning thinking your goal is to pay your bill? You won't. So that's why you have to think about something specific and don't be lousy. Don't think of some problems. Think of something positively and think of some real goals positively. And I don't have much example, but for example, my goal for this month is to help a friend to achieve his or her goal. And I mean, this is kind of one example you can look into, rather than I just want to pay my bills, I just want to pay my debt, and that might not be something that will motivate you. And this third principle is to learn from people around. If you know someone who you think is successful, ask them what is your goal and study them well. And I can assure you from my own experience, every single successful people, they have their goal list. So you can just kind of ask them, hey, what is your goal? Or just, can I see your goal list? Of course, you should ask some of your friends or someone you know, but you can also ask them to give some advice. And every successful people, they have goals. If you want to be successful, you have to have goals. Otherwise, you can't be one of them, because all of them, they have their goals. And of course, when you learn from people around, you also want to learn from people that are not successful. For example, if you have a poor neighbor, they set a goal, then you just remind yourself not to set it. I mean, if you are with a group of toxic people, you ask them what are their goals. If they have some, you just remind yourself not to do it. And this is one of the most important things that you also can do. And the fourth principle is easy, and I have been repeating this. Write it down, write your goals down. This is the rule of success. If something is written, so shall it be, because it builds in something unconsciously that you don't even know. If you don't write down, you can say, okay, today it is my goal of doing this, tomorrow it is my goal of doing that. I mean, if I ask you what is 151 times 1632, you can't answer me. But if you write that down and do the calculation, you will be able to answer that. Why? Because you have a clear thought and you know where you are going. How do you going to do that? So write your goals down. If you, after you listen to me, if you don't write your goals down, if you're still going to do some thinking, then it's all of them, they're going to be wasted. You have to take some action at first in order to kind of build that into your habit or your system. And so what is the best time? Is that after this month, next month, tomorrow? No. You should do it now, after this lecture or after this workshop, because our energy is often enough just to keep us motivated for a limited time. If you don't do it now, you might not be able to do it in the future. And when I listen to motivational speech videos every day, I feel motivated in the morning, but in the afternoon, after I've gone through a busy day, I kind of forget, or I kind of want to give up. I don't give up. I don't feel motivated. So all the things to do it is when the ideas is hard and when you still have the energy. So do it now. And these 4 or 5 steps are the most important things that I learned from my mentors, and I hope they will be helpful to you. And if you have any problems, just shoot me an email or give me some comments so I can help you more. And this will be my pleasure to kind of help you to succeed in your life and goals. And we can, of course, share our own techniques, because I'm also growing. I also want to learn from you. And yeah, thank you for watching. And for the next video, we will talk more about let me check about this. For the next video, we will talk about how to develop our mind, because for the first 2 videos, we will talk about something like kind of a seed. We have to change our thinking, and then next step, we will talk more about actions and not about ourselves, and maybe about the other people, how to lead people. And these are the kind of the flow that you will be expecting. So I'll see you for the next video. Bye.